The U.S. is undoubtedly the world's largest economy with a GDP that is about twice that of China's. However, about a third of Americans seem to believe that in 5 to 7 years, the rankings might change. According to a Weibo post that cites the Wall Street Journal, a poll conducted by the financial website The Street showed that 43% of Americans believe that America will retain its lead over China in the next 5 to 7 years, while 36% found that China will pull ahead of the U.S. In fact, while 59% believe that America is the world's dominant economic powerhouse, 28% believe the title already belongs to China. The poll also found that the more money a respondent made, the less likely they were to think the U.S. will remain as the world's dominant economic power, a trend in thinking that's also shared by over a third of those between the age of 18 and 24. The article points out that the poll largely coincides with another one done by the Pew Research Center in March, where as much as 44% of Americans already consider China to be the world's leading economic power. Now, while a lot of people in China are rather proud of their country getting stronger economically, China's growth came at a rather steep cost, what with all the social and environmental problems. In fact, a lot of Weibo users are voicing their concern over China's blind pursuit for GDP numbers. And now let's take a look at some of their comments.
I think perhaps most Chinese people these Americans got to know are those from the rich second generation or rich immigrants who fled China. If they actually came to China and saw the country for themselves, they might think otherwise. I think the number of people who believe China will quickly surpass the U.S. is still a small minority. It shows that Americans are still quite level-headed. However, there are plenty of Chinese people who believe that China is already a superpower. It is true that there are some Chinese who are living better lives than Americans, but problems regarding social stability is also quite severe in the country. Uneven development and uneven distribution of wealth, plus such a huge population, add to the government's burden. If China continues on the same path as the last few decades and somehow achieves dominance over the U.S., then this world is truly doomed. If the same survey was conducted in China, I believe that 90% of people would answer that America is the world's strongest economy, no doubt about it. I think it will be a long time before China ever catches up to the United States. China's economic miracle is due to its huge population, yet despite all of its economic progress, a lot of people in China have yet to benefit from the fruits of their labors.
Earlier in June, the Chinese president had commented that China will adopt a more comprehensive criteria for assessing the performance of its officials, which will include the development of local society, quality of the environment, and the betterment of people's livelihoods. The Chinese president said during a speech that they can no longer evaluate the performance of leaders simply by GDP growth, which is a very important message, as for the past couple of decades, GDP growth was the sole measure for success. Many Chinese internet users believe that the reason why China has suffered such drastic environmental damage over the years is because of local leaders' single-minded pursuit of GDP, since it was their only ticket to promotions.